Hi everyone, hopefully this video will be short and sweet and help you solve a audio problem. I'm currently using a Rode Go wireless system with the Rode Lav mic. So it's a single system, which is great. However, when I use two of these together, then the two receivers, two transmitters, call it what you will, tends to clash and you don't get two audio signals coming in. So obviously Rode have solved this by now offering the twin system. So you can have two microphones and one receiver, and that can go into your recording or live streaming system. Fabulous. However, what happens when you don't have much space and you have more than two people that you wish to record or live stream? So I've been looking on the market for something that offered more microphone inputs with the same single receiver, because that reduces cables, problems, wires, etc., etc. So I have purchased this, the Comica 4 wireless single receiver system. And I thought I'd do a bit of an unboxing to show you what's involved, go through some of the features, and then swap it over so you can compare the audio which is now going through the Go wireless system with audio which will be going through this system. Now, everybody's got different reasons and different criteria. My criteria was basically I wanted to have an occasion where I could have a microphone clip to me as the cameraman operator. I could have one clip to my guest, and should an extra two guests come in, I've got the ability to quickly clip mics onto them. Now, obviously flexibility is important. So what I wanted was up to 4 microphones coming out as a mono output, up to 4 microphones coming out as a stereo output, in other words, 2 microphones on the left channel, 2 microphones on the right channel, or ultimately, if I was in a situation where I had a mixer as well, then 4 independent outputs. That was my criteria. I wasn't really interested in having a radio system that would do the recording and all that sort of thing. I just purely wanted 4 mics I could just quickly get out of my pocket and solve a problem. And this is the reason I looked after this particular product. So Comica, what's it called? 4-channel mini wireless system. Now, as always, nice case, which is great, but it's also one of these charger cases as well. So I've already charged it up, and you can see that it is fully charged and topping up the items inside. So as soon as you open it up, it switches itself on like a lot of these things. Let's have a look at the receiver first of all. I wonder if we can get a bit closer than that. Let's go to this other camera here. And there you have the receiver. If it focuses on that, pull it back a bit. So at the top of there, you can see it currently says stereo, and there's a mode switch I'm just fumbling for at the moment, which is on the top, I think. Is it on the top? It's on that. No, where is it here? Mode. There we go. So by the flick of a button, I can change that to quad, which is the 4 single outputs, mono, which is all the outputs coming out in the one channel, and or stereo, which is left right, to 2 outputs on left, 2 outputs on right. And you can see straight away that the 4 channels there are automatically muted as they come out of the box. Like most of these things, it's roughly the same sort of size as the Go system. Where's the Go system? There's the Go system there. It's a bit bigger, but has the same facilities that will have slip onto a cold shoe. It's got the charging points there, which obviously when you put it back into the box, or if you want to charge it with a USB-C socket there, you can do that independently. On the outputs, it's got 2 outputs now, quite clever. So the top one, which is the top one, that's the top one. The top one is the main output, as it were. So I would plug my that into my camera or my recording system, and when you go output via mono or stereo, it comes out of that socket. The other socket below it you can use for a pair of headphones or earbuds, as the case may be. So if you wanted to monitor your audio as it was going through the system, that's quite a nice way of doing it. You can have everything coming out of here and obviously monitoring the audio there. However, when you want 4 independent outputs, you get 2 stereo channels. You get left, right on the top, left, right on the bottom, and that's your 4 independent channels. So therefore you can't use the headphones at the same time. But you know, that's fair enough, because if you were using a mixer, you'd have your headphones plugged into a mixer anyway. And that is basically it. We have mode buttons on the bottom, the power button, and what's this one? This is that inverts the screen. So if you want to have the screen that way up or the other way up, depending on how you've got it sitting on the top of your camera or live streaming or reporting system. Right, so the microphones, let's see, can we flip over here? So the microphone units themselves, as soon as you lift them up, they switch on. You can see there's a little, which actually blue there, but that little blue light pops on. It's got a mini jack at the top, the microphone, we have power, increase volume, decrease volume on the side here, which is quite good. So let's see if we can go back to that one. So instantly you can see number 3 there is moving as I'm talking into the microphone on the transmitter side. Let's see if I can change the levels. So the level at the moment says volume 3, volume 4, can you see that? Volume 5, I think it only goes up to 6. Yeah, 6 is maximum volume, and then you can drop it back down. You can mute it, obviously, which makes life an awful lot easier, and you can drop it. I've turned it off. Let's get it back. Turned it back on again, and why can't I turn that down? Oh, I'm pressing the wrong button, that's why. There you go. So, and then you can turn it down. So independently, you can clip the microphone to somebody. If they need to mute it because they're going to the toilet, they can quickly mute it. And if not, away you go. And that is basically it. You just then drop it back into your cartridge, like so. And it charges straight away, which is fabulous. Then usual accessories that you might get with these things, which is worth knowing. You get 4 little muffs. Let's get it all out. So the muffs come with, let's flip again cameras. There we go. The muff has got a little nipple, I suppose, there. And that slides into the microphone socket. So it sits that way around. And that sits on there. It's quite a strong connection as well, so that actually won't fall off when it's on your clothes or brushed, your hand brushes past it, which is great. So that's useful. Then you get 2 sets of cables with it. One, and clearly marked as well, which is useful. One is for mobile phones, so it's got the 4 connectors on the plug there, the 3.5mm plug, and then the other one is for into your computer or camera or whatever it may be, standards stereo left and right. So you get those 2 cables included, and then you get a charging cable as well, which is pretty well standard these days. And that is basically the lot that comes with your package. The case is a nice firm case. As I say, it's got a charge as well, which makes life a lot easier. And everything just sits away nicely. So hopefully, as you can see there, the 4 microphones can sit in the pocket quite nicely. You can just be using 1 or 2 as the case may be, and then you just grab the other 2 if you need them, and away you go. So hopefully that's given you a bit of an idea of practical use. That's how I would use it. Oh, one thing I have forgotten to mention, which is the only negative I've found so far, is that you don't know which microphone reflects on which output. So it's only when you actually pick it up and start using it will it give you an indication of which microphone it actually is. So as you can see here, that one's moving at the moment, so that's the top right. that would come out of the right channel. But if I pick the next one up, it'll switch itself on. Oh, that's the left one. So that's mic. I would class that as mic number 1. So that really needs to be in there. That is mic number 2. This one is, once it switches itself on, will appear as well. And that is mic number 3 and mic number 4. So if I wanted to keep them in numerical order like that, there is no way on here there is any indication of which mic is actually which. So what I would do as a little bit of a tip, I was put a little bit of tape on the back here with a number on it or a sticker or whatever, and mark them 1, 2, 3, 4, because then I would know that those 2 are the left channel and those 2 are the right channel if I was doing 4 microphones coming out of a stereo output. That's just a little tip, and obviously as you can see straight away there, it tells you on the charge as well, so that's quite good. But I thought they could have been numbered or marked in some way, which would have been useful. Now, as an example of the actual sound quality, what I'm going to do is keep the Rode Lav mic. I'm going to plug that into one of the transmitters, plug the receiver into the same system, the audio system. I'm not going to touch anything on the audio system and try and sweeten it anymore. It'll be exactly as it is and goes through the receiver, so you can get an idea of the sound quality. So I'm going to click my fingers and come back wearing the other sound system. And here I am now using the same Rode Lav mic, but with the Comica transmitter. One thing I forgot to mention, as always, on the Comica system, they do have a noise reduction feature to get rid of the background noise. Now, as you can hear, this room is fairly live, so there's a little bit of ambient background reflection noise. Now, when I press this button, it's hard to tell because at the moment that light there is blue, but if I hold down this button here, that now changes to green. I think you can just see that on the camera, and that now has reduced the background sound. So there's a little bit of gating and compression going on there, which actually I think is quite a good sound. So that's a nice little feature. So that's about the only additional feature this item has. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug the Lav mic, so just wait for the click, and that now comes back to just the microphone that's obviously in the transmitter itself, and it will also fit a bit loose, but it does fit inside the Rode dummy microphone, and you can put the windshield back on. And now that I'm using that like this, as you can see, it works perfectly well for interviewing use or personal use or whatever. It is slightly loose inside the socket, but a bit of tape and something would sort that out, but at least then it makes the whole thing look a little bit more professional. So what shall I do? Shall I just take that off gingerly there and take that out and plug the Lav mic back in? And hopefully you can tell there that it's quite a decent sound, certainly very respectable for the amount of money that it is. So that's my review of the Comica 4 microphone transmitter system and single receiver. I think it's great value for money. It's only a little bit more expensive than the price that these days they're charging for the twin transmitter system, and as far as I was concerned, all the features are there that I would need. I particularly like this background sound removal, sound suppression, which is obviously included in it, which just kills that background ambient and gives it quite a nice rounded sound, I feel. So hopefully that's been of use to people. Obviously all the links to everything are below, and if you follow up those links and make a purchase, then I get a few shekels to keep the lights on. So until next time folks, in the next review, thanks for watching and take care. Bye now.